Welcome to the Tone Jerks podcast. I'm your host, Brian Gower, and with me today we got
Kyle McIntyre.
McIntyre.
It's me, Kyle McIntyre.
There you go.
I should Irish accent next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this time.
Just do your best Mario impression the whole time.
Oh God.
Even though you hate him, it's like, when is this Mario fad gonna be over? Any day now, people are gonna hate this guy.
Yeah, I don't think he was supposed to be Italian. Because they based off a character, based off a real guy who wasn't Italian. His name was Mario.
Yeah. Yeah.
And someone ran with his name's Mario, it must be Italian. No, he could be Mario.
Yeah, you should.
Instead of Mario.
What you could do is write a strong letter to Nintendo, and I'm sure they'll read it and change everything and just dump
change
this
it.
character.
Yeah.
You know, the history shows for your
I think he was actually a Hispanic man.
Just to change 30 something years of a character, you're like,
yeah,
that's incorrect, wrong.
Yeah, just cancel Mario.
Yeah. Anyways, Kyle, what's new in your world? What's shaking? What's grooving? What is good?
I went to a gun show the other day, so they have those.
To the gun show. That's where everybody's just fucking.
That's it. We just shut the podcast is over. I just fucking flex my muscles. I went to a gun show the other day.
Just breaking out your sleeve. I saw a meme. It's like a cop pulls him over. Somebody over. Sir, we found 40 guns in your car. No, 42. Ooh. You flex on it. How was it?
It's not illegal to have 40 guns in your car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
These fucking pythons aren't. You might need some fucking license to kill with those.
Fucking get Steve Irwin over here. Fucking wrestle these things. You know. That's awkward. Anyways, it was cool. It was a tiny one. You know, there's some cool stuff there, but I did buy
some guy's yard.
Yeah,
check it out.
It's a yard sale.
Yeah, only guns.
It's a rubbish sale. In a church parking lot.
Yeah.
Come on down. Anyways, I did buy something, and I'll show it to you guys here. It's pretty sick, actually. So, of course, it's Texas flag. I could have got it, they had other patterns, but they didn't have tan, They didn't have my bronze. They do make them, but...
They have pink?
They did have pink.
Nice.
But it didn't catch me like this one did.
Yeah.
So this is a...
Big Captain America fan.
Yeah, exactly, just the shield.
Yeah.
This is a switchblade. So in California, we couldn't have them.
Yeah.
But this thing's pretty freaking sick.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's like, spring operated. It's pretty sick. You just go as fast as you want. Wow. It does hurt your freaking thumb though. But, I couldn't think of a...
Was it
actually
something to fidget with?
Yeah, that's exactly what it kind of is. You don't want
to
do it in your pocket though, or...
I haven't watched this channel in a while, but I was a big fan of Peter McKinnon, a small YouTuber. Maybe you heard of him. He's a camera.
Oh God, we haven't heard that guy in a long time.
I'm sure he's doing okay. No, he's a camera videographer, YouTuber. But he would always do like, oh, what's in my backpack, or what am I carrying, or whatever. And he always carries a knife, and he's like, oh, I got to a point where it's just like I was using it like a fidget, like fidgeting with it, and you could open it and do tricks and do that while he's like working or whatever. He's like, yeah, I got pretty good at it. I mean, sometimes you could really, oops.
Oh yeah.
He's like, so I don't recommend doing that, but I enjoy doing it. He does slow motion, 120 frames per second, slow down, and I'm like, that looks cool. I want to be like Peter, and then I lose a finger. Ow.
Oh man.
But just opening it quick and just kind of, he has always, tons of knives and different shit.
I've closed my my Benchmade on my finger before, like the very edge of my pinky.
Couple like that way he opens it and then kind of like fidgets with it, closes it, kind of spins it around. I'm like, Yeah, that's not something
like
I
a
want.
butterfly. Are those like a butterfly knife?
He
Like
doesn't,
where it's got.
Yeah, he doesn't usually have those.
It's like scissors almost.
No, but I flick it open because and kind of spin it between his fingers. I'm like, all right, okay.
Yeah, this is like cheating because it's just like you you push up on this button here, and then retract it. But we did a little experiment. Me and my coworker, we held up to like a cigarette carton, and like tried to puncture it, and it didn't do anything. It just stopped the blade.
Yeah,
it's not like super strong.
Yeah,
but it is. I haven't used it yet. I just carry it around in my pocket.
Whoa.
When I'm not at work because I don't want to fucking lose it. But
I'm gonna cut you 3 ways, motherfucker. Wide,
yeah, it's pretty heavy
and frequent.
It's a good weight, so it would pass the brine test, I think.
Yeah,
there's probably lead on the inside of here, or liquid mercury. And you're like, to both of those, you're licking it. It was a good quality knife.
Yeah, put a little bit of soy sauce on that, and it'll be all right.
So I'm still, been playing some video games lately.
All right.
I think my last update with Forza, I think I told you guys told you, Brian, I was at like 14% or whatever.
The top 14%, yeah.
Top 14% of 32 million people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now in the top 3%. So I've been grinding.
What's it feel like talking to a winner, dude?
Yeah, dude. I don't know if I can go much higher than this.
Can you
like the top guy,
yeah.
The top person has like, let's say 5 million points.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they have. That's what it scores you on. The next person below them has like 2.5 million. Has like less than half of what they have.
Is it?
So I feel like the hacker, cheater.
When did this game come out?
I don't even know. I just saw it pop up on Steam. I was like, I should get it.
Like a sale.
And I probably should. But there's still people playing it.
Yeah.
I should have checked it. I should have seen when it came out. But it's still rad. I mean, still a lot of people playing. I guess they might all be children, though. They might all be like kids. After like dad's done playing it for, the first couple years, he just, whatever, play. I don't care. You can play my account now.
Yeah.
Because I get people that like invite me to play. I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll play with them. And they're always children. I was like, okay, well I showed up.
Yeah.
I show up in my freaking Marlboro car. I'm like, oh, I probably should change this out.
Yeah. Well, what does
I do?
Yeah, that's what did they say it was it on Cumtown or whatever? Or maybe it was Texas Gentleman. They were talking about how it's like, oh, if you play like the last version of something, like say Call of Duty or whatever, like you want to get the new one because you want to be on the new hotness, because it's like you play the old one, like that's all like brothers hand me downs. It's like, oh, you just give it to your kid brother. Hey, you play this. Like I'm gonna play the new one. And then so you're playing with a bunch of like kids. Like,
I played 2 nights ago. Someone added me, whatever. I'm like, okay, or like invite. I'm like, whatever. I'll just kind of hang out with them, whatever. And they were like probably 12-year-olds. Yeah. I'm like,
and you're just smoking them.
No, I they were playing like an unofficial. They weren't doing any of the races. They were like, all right, we'll go from point A to point B, and we try and break each other's cars before, we get there. I'm like, all right, I'll play it, whatever. Right. I'm fucking like, I don't care, Mm-hmm. I did win one of those rounds. That was pretty sick.
I don't really play too many like online like games. I mean, with I guess Switch, there's not a whole lot
with the person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
where it's like I did, and I do want to get back into it. I might take a break from Zelda to jump back into Tetris 99, where you play against Tetris against 98 other people.
Wow,
and, man, I've gotten up to the top 5 before in a match, and it feels good, pal. Let me tell you. And then the next one, you get kicked out at 8. You're at the 88. Sometimes people are really
climbing that fucking You're so good.
I told you. And then I have a special controller for playing Tetris.
That's fucking lame. I'm sure you'll find something else that's good for.
No, I mean I play the SNES classic games, and then the fucking Game Boy ones on there. Because some of those games are better with the D-pad instead of the joystick.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Nice.
sick stuff, man.
Speaking of game, I mean, I did download Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
So, goddamn, when you start a new game and you have to go through like the tutorial, and it's like crouch, run. It shows you all the fucking things. The way they do it in this game, it's like part of the story that is just extended so far. So basically, the way the story is, it starts you off with like you had a bad heist or whatever with your whole crew in the Western style heist at it. Had a bad day. Yeah. So heist went wrong, and so everyone had to retreat, and basically they all gathered back. People were shot, people were killed, but you gathered up and you're running, and the only place that's like no one's looking for you is like the mountains where it's like snowing. So it's like stormy, snowy weather, but it's so annoying. You're there the whole I think I played like 2 hours of it, and I'm still there, and I'm like, when am I getting out of here? And then I'm like, okay, I think this is the mission, and then we're done, because you have to like, oh, John's missing. You gotta go find him in the fucking snow in the storm.
Yeah.
All right, well, this is where you learn how to crawl up things. This is where you go under things. This is where you fight animals, and then okay, great, we're done. Oh, the camp is dying. We need more food. You need to go hunt for deer.
This is all like still.
So it shows you how
stages.
to fucking do everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fuck, I've played this before. You can't skip any of it.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first played, I hated it. It's like, it's the tutorial that just never fucking ends.
Way too long.
And it's, oh, there's some bad guys. This is how you use the dead eye, slow motion. I'm like,
no, I'm a pro. Just let me win.
Yeah, it's just so fun. Anyways, so it hasn't gotten good yet. So when does fucking game get good?
When does it get fucking good?
Yeah, it should. But it's like I'm in the mountains still, snow, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
Are you almost at the end of the tutorial part?
I feel like I am, because like, all right, you brought back 2 deer for the camp. Everyone's doing a lot better. Thanks. I'm sure there's like one other mission.
Well, because
scout ahead and make sure, and there's no bad guy. I'm sure it's gonna be like that.
Because you played this game like what, almost like what, 8 years ago?
No, Red Dead 2?
Yeah.
No, it's not that old.
Really? Yeah, I thought it was like 2016, 2017. Maybe.
No. Damn, maybe. Shit, when did
but
release date for this? Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm looking up. 2018.
Okay. No, I guess 5 years.
It's not that long.
Not too.
Yeah.
So you kind of, but this was a game you never beat, right?
Yeah, there's so much to it. It's like, I never beat the story. I got sidetracked like doing quests and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, win a prize at the local town if you can catch the big fish in the lake. Well, shit, I'm going to spend 3 hours and try and catch this bastard.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of shit that this game, you're like, oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of side stories.
Yeah. That's what's like kind of
crazy.
cool about it. It's like there's so much to do. It's like you kind of get distracted. Like, what am I supposed to be doing again?
Yeah, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm on the other side of the map. What was I doing again?
I'm trying to think of like games that have like tutorials and stuff like that. But
usually they're short. Run, sprint, crawl, slide under this. So this is like every mechanic has to be shown. Like this is how you track a deer, and then it shows hit the whatever button and see the trail the deer went through the snow. You're like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's taking. Oh, don't run! You'll spook the deer. I'm like, fuck. You have to like crawl.
Yeah.
So they're all fucking missions.
A game that's probably one of my favorites. That like it was a video game donkey did a video making fun of it. Was a Xenoblade Chronicles 2. He's like, oh, cool. I'm 16 hours into the fucking game. There's more tutorials. Like, hey, you can enhance your weapons, like, weapon points with this. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, and it shows his timer on, like, he zooms in on the timer of how long he's playing. He's like, I played 16 hours and there's still tutorials coming up.
still telling me how to play the game.
Yeah, it's like, God, let me play the
pretty
game. And I'm like, yeah, he's not wrong. But it wasn't like, it was it's like Xenoblade 2 was a slow burn for like the first third of the game. I'm like, I enjoyed it. It was fun. But I don't care about just like, I was finding, things to grind and get more points, because I'm like, I don't mind just like, oh yeah, let's fuck up this. There's a rabbit. Let's fucking kill him. 2 points. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No, I want this fucking place to be devastated.
Yeah.
Just
killing.
I want the Lorax to come out and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And then one
wait for Dane DeVito's voice to come out somewhere.
We need to plant more trees. I'll burn them all down. But then a game I'm playing currently had a great, they're known for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom from Zelda. They both have like,
get it? Because Tears.
Yeah, I know. And that was like actually blew my mind. I'm like, whoa.
But what about Breath of the Wild? Where's that come from?
I don't know. Waiting to exhale. So, where it's like kind of showing you, it's like how to use all like, as you gain power, showing you how to use them in certain puzzles. And I'm like, okay, it's kind of like feels, it's like I'm learning, but it's also fun.
Yeah.
But there was one, there is one game that I'm like, it's on my backlog that I need to kind of jump back into and finish. Is Nier Automata, or I think it's Automata. No, Nier Automata.
Automata?
No, Nier Automata.
You've always said Automata.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be an Automata. A lot of people say the other one, but it's supposed to be Automata. That's what the creator says. So,
okay.
Anyways, like there's a beginning stage.
He would know.
Like, where it shows you so many different mechanics of how like there's like a kind of a Space Invaders shooter part, and then it goes to like a 2D scroller, then it goes like to a 3D action part.
Dang.
And it jumps back and forth between them all the time in this one scene, and you have to get through 2 bosses. And if you die, you have to start all over again.
Oh my God.
And that was kind of the creator. It's like, yeah, if you can't make it through that part, the fuck are you gonna finish this game? So I put it on normal. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good at games. I can do this. I died. I'm like, cool. Oh, at the beginning?
Yeah.
Like,
that's fucking Forza all over.
Like, dude,
because I'm grinding with Forza.
It goes black, and then like now it's like starting over again, and 2B starts talking, and I'm like, oh, you shitting me? This is the opening cinematic again? I have to start all over? I'm like, no, we're switching it to easy, baby.
Yeah, so
put
I can't.
Bumpers on the lanes for me.
With Forza, I'm hitting it like a completionist type thing. So I'm trying to get 3 stars on every race, So races, I try and win them all.
Yeah.
The accomplishments, they call them accolades. You can get 1, 2, or 3 stars, and like they're all different. It's not like, so let's say there's a speed trap, right? If you go 100 miles an hour, that's 1 star. If you go 200 miles an hour, that's 2 stars. If you go like 250, it's like 3 stars. And it's like not just a straight road, it's like a curvy road.
Yeah.
But that's one example. But I've cleared a lot of these things and there's a couple that are like, drive, get 3 stars on this speed trap, and then drive all the way across the map and get a third one on some, in 2 minute span. So I'm like, Jesus. So like hit one and then just fucking haul ass to the other one and try and hit that one too.
Yeah.
There's a couple that are, I've gotten all of those still. There's a couple that are like, you have to have a specific car to do this one. I'm like, I don't have that car.
I also like how we're almost 20 minutes in. We haven't this is a gear podcast. We haven't talked about gear.
Oh yeah, sorry.
We talked about your knife and then video game gripes. This podcast, this shit rocks.
So one thing with Forza, it shows like the people that are like your friends, that your friends, that shows them what they scored on and I'm just fucking clearing the board, dude. So someone hit something at 200, well, I'm fucking going almost 300.
Yeah.
Like, you will not be able to get this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Just fucking, ruining. Someone's gonna log on and be like, what the fuck? Who did this?
Hell yeah.
Me, baby.
Me. Remember my name.
Tell him Divine Kyle sent you.
Steve Kyle sent you.
Anyways, so that's my what's new.
Nice. Let's see. My what's new is so I started watching a video about keyboard shortcuts for Pro Tools.
Yeah.
And wow, it's
wow, bro.
whoa. Whoa.
Crazy stuff.
No, it's so boring, but it's like so necessary. I don't know about you, how your workflow is. Like
my what flow?
Your jerk flow.
Yeah, there you go.
It is steady, my friend. Let me tell you.
Ready, steady spaghetti, if you know what I mean.
So you go limp like instantly you buzz and you go.
Ready, steady, and then straight into spaghetti, baby.
That's so stupid.
Like fucking Christ, it's disgusting.
It's like a hose, and then you turn it off. It's just.
Oh,
bleh. My work here is done.
Yeah,
Knocking out, boys.
I'm efficient, baby.
Yeah. So, a YouTuber, yeah, I kind of like watch it every once in a while. I think Wavy Wayne. He's
Wavy Wayne. Sounds like a
it's your boy,
freaking
Wavy Wayne.
deadhead, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, stop by Wavy Wayne's
No, he's
on the
he's
way
a
out of here.
hip hop guy, producer, engineer, stuff like that. But he, great videos. It's really fun, actually. He leaves, like he was doing this one. He kind of made mistakes. He's like, "Oops, that wasn't the right button." Oh, yeah, you can't do that. Never mind. Anyways. But he's funny. He's like,
I lied. You can't do that function.
and and it's kind of cool how he brings it up. He's like, hey, you might not have the best ears for mixing, but if you're quick and good with editing, it's like people will hire you to do stuff. So you can learn and other parts of like the mixing process. But it's like if you're fast and quick with your edits, it's like people are gonna be like, oh, you're saving time for them, and saving time for yourself because like editing isn't fun. Cutting down your tracks and moving things around, or even just changing what functions you want to do. He's like, don't be the guy clicking every menu. Like they're on the keyboard for you. I'm like, that's me. I've been doing that for 15 years. I'm like, shit. Okay. So I started watching it and just like different functions I didn't know you could do. And I had to like go in and take screenshots or notes for them because, you don't remember them all right away. But I'm like,
yeah,
man, it's kind of like just getting used to. I don't know what your workflow is. I don't know if you're a keyboard shortcut guy, whether you're doing, you don't do videos as much, right? But I know you were doing, you do audio. So when you're creating something, if you're doing keyboard shortcuts or if you're doing like clicks on things.
Yeah, I'm a clicky motherfucker.
And that's, it's fine. Especially because it's like you're not trying to like charge anybody and get paid for it,
Yeah.
But also just think of like, oh man, in my life that'd be easier. I'm like, what? You could do that? So, for example, like in Pro Tools, like you can increase like gain and like on your waveform, you can gain it up or cut the gain, so your waveform gained up more or less, and it kind of does it in chunks. To say, so it'd be like it goes from 0 to 1.6 to 2.8, and it's like, okay, well, just by dragging the thing, it doesn't do it in smaller increments. So if you wanted to, it's like, oh, just hold down, I believe it's Control, which I had to go back and check, and to gain
already
it up.
Forgot.
I know, that's why I had to wrote it down, took notes, but it's like you can do it in 0.1 increments. I'm like, oh, that's more precise. I'm like, it's like, yeah, you because it wants to jump to go. Loud. It's just like, no, it goes slowly, gradually move, gain stages up or volumes in your mix up.
Yeah.
Because it wants to do it in Pro Tools by, maybe one, whole, like, gain it up, 0.9 at a time.
Gain it up.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh shit. I honestly just learned that like a couple days ago. I learned that I'm like, holy shit, boy. That might help my mixes now instead of like just going to and dealing with just jumps, in gain or volume. or pans, and can actually do it incrementally what I want. Or I just get obsessed with it and always do everything by like 6.9.
Yeah.
So I was like, man. So I mean, I don't know if anybody's it was specifically Pro Tools, but I'll link it. It's super easy to watch video. It's fun. The guy's pretty cool channel. So not that he needs my support. He's probably got I think he's got like 400,000 subscribers.
Oh yeah, thanks, Brian. Thank you so much.
What's that, man? It's a wavy wing. And I'm like, hell yeah. And I'm like, yeah. And yeah, I saw that and I'm like, I'm halfway through it because there were so many that I was writing down that ended up being like a 20-minute video that I pause and write and type. And I'm like, oh, does it work? It does.
Oh yeah, I've turned I think animation videos into something that's like 10 minutes where the guy kind of talks fast.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen his other videos where he tells you how to, like I think we're talking about the same thing. Hitting your key, learning your fast keys, whatever hotkeys.
Yeah. And
I'm like, how'd we get there? I have to go through every menu. Okay, we're into whatever light mode. He hit a button and went there, but
yeah,
and
then
every button I hit didn't go nowhere.
Didn't do jack shit. And then controls that like you would almost, I don't know, never find how to do a function because they're buried under like click this, then that, and then your drag down menu. I'm like, oh shit, it's just in like key swipe. I'm like, all right.
I am just clicking everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Clicking. I'm like
trying to find stuff. And so
yeah, I mean, I kind of, like you said, the workflow, I kind of have that down. Well, I know I'm looking for, right click to, let's say, add an automation to a certain knob in a plugin, but I don't know if there's I don't know if there's an even key for that.
Yeah.
No idea.
And then I'm like, I learned certain things. I'm like, oh, you can have like controls over, and this is like people who are like recording engineers, like who do that. I'm like, if they listen to the podcast, like, Jesus Christ,
shut the fuck up.
How do you
guys.
work? Is this what you've done? And like I've recorded albums before. You can like copy and paste like settings for your plugins, and control them all for different tracks at the same time.
Oh God!
And I'm like, whoa! I didn't know you could do that.
Whoa, dude!
So I mean, I'm sure there's another guy that does that shit for a reason. I highly recommend like taking the time to.
I bet you're right.
Just like even if you want, like take some of them. His was like 100 Pro Tools, shortcuts. And I'm about halfway through. I'm like, holy fuck. So yeah, that was kind of boring, but it's like, man, I don't know. I think it's kind of fun to like say
learning. You're technically learning your craft and learning it better.
Yeah, something that I've been doing for 15 years. It's like
honing.
You can still learn more from it. And I'm not to even say because I'm not professional at all. I edit this podcast. We did, a couple records that I've recorded, and then
we record every fucking week, dude. What are you talking about, dude? We got more hours than anyone.
Yeah, I mean, I've learned editing this podcast, like of certain things, because of how to like cut and then copy everything to the right of your cut. You can copy and move it. Let's say if Kyle says something unfavorable, unsavorable,
racist,
cut it out. Double mode.
Call the racist ambulance. I don't know.
Yeah, here comes the meat wagon. I don't know. Anyways,
you want a wham burger with a side of French fries?
Go on, boy.
That's such a good. Oh man,
why don't you get a wham burger with some French fries? He's crying. Stupid. He's crying, boy. It's like Kid Rock.
Yeah, who let that guy act? I mean, actually, it's probably the best
he's ever.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe he's been acting this whole time.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. I think that's like
guy doesn't like beer for some reason.
Yeah, really doesn't like.
Who knows? This guy doesn't like cans.
Yeah.
Damn, that would have been a good bit. Have fucking Steve Martin diving for the fucking floor.
Yeah.
He really doesn't like cans. Get away from the cans.
Yeah. So yeah, impose that on the video.
It's gone. It's too late.
Yeah.
I'm over it already, actually.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think that, just again, everybody says it, and it's true. You can learn so much from like YouTube videos, and then when people just like make like a how to do this, it's the best of like how to change this part. I'm like, oh, thank God. I'm like, and you made it in 2 minutes without doing a, hey guys, make sure to check out my VPN. Make sure to like and subscribe and suggest to your friends. I'm like, can you move on, please?
We have we follow some people on YouTube, and we like every time they get grabbed by a new company or whatever, it's like AG1.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, they got him.
Yeah.
Surfshark VPN. Yeah. Oh fuck. Nord VPN. It's like, is there any other company out there? Ridge Wallet. Like, fuck.
That is one out of all those like podcasts or YouTube companies. I'm like, I like my Ridge Wallet.
Yeah,
it's held up. And
freaking
it's like
AG1, or was it Mud Drink? What's the one? It's like coffee. I was feeling sluggish by the end of the day, but until I switched to Mud, whatever. It's like
freaking... like they make so many of those, and it's just like, and some of the videos they're so like cinematic or serious, and it's like, I was all fidgety until like one day I switched what I was drinking, and people say, "What's in your glass?" I'm like, "Mud, dude."
What's in yours?
And then it's like the guy's like doing like, it sounds like that's not a terrible sales pitch. Some like surfer stoner painter in like fucking, was he like by the beach in a $5 million house?
I'm drinking mud, dude.
I need an inspiration for my paintings. I'm like, okay, so that's the tough day that you had to surf, rip a bong load.
Yeah. Yell at your girlfriend.
Yeah. Close the door and yell at your girlfriend.
Yeah.
All the camera crew's there. It's like, don't put that in the commercial.
We weren't going to.
And you can tell that guy does that for sure. And then just like paint. Not a house or paint walls or anything. A painting in a mansion by the beach. He's like, I needed to change my life. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, sometimes speaking of like people that have no life and a lot of money, I watched this one thing. This dude's like a voice actor, but he lives on the beach, like on the beach.
Yeah. In
like LA. It's probably Venice, whatever that. I'm like, this guy voice acts for shows I've heard of. This guy looks like a dude that we just described.
Yeah.
But with dreads.
Okay.
I'm like, why am I watching this? Oh, do you mind if we do a tour of your apartment where it's $8,000 a month? I'm like, Jesus
Christ.
Fuck. And like, oh, may I ask what you do that you can afford this? Oh, I'm a voice actor. Oh.
And also,
God.
my parents gave me $2 million.
Yeah, there's that. When I showed up to this country, I only had one thing in my pocket: $6 million and a loan from my dad, and
then also
and the will to and this vocal booth.
Also, a loan from my grandpa for $8 million, but it was tough. Yeah. I made it work.
Yeah, we went through a lot of it before we found out what we wanted to do.
It's always when you see like those articles where it's like, this is how this 25-year-old made it work and bought a house. It's like, she didn't go out and get, she didn't have,
go party with her friends.
Didn't party with her friends. Didn't get like, DoorDash. Didn't, didn't have 8 streaming services looking at you people, you plebes. But also she had a great loan of $500,000 from her parents to make this work, and they also paid for her college.
They paid for college, an interest-free loan from your parents
that she never has to pay back.
Yeah, a gift.
And she was gifted $500,000, but she really pulled up her bootstraps to make it work. Sorry, guys. I guess you can't get your avocado toast DoorDashed. Try and stop doing that.
people talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, he came to his country, only had $50 in his pocket. I'm like, yeah, but look at him.
Yeah, he's cut from granite.
Yeah. It's fucking cut from gold, baby.
Solid gold, baby.
Solid gold, baby.
Yeah, all you have to do is just be a hunk.
Yeah, he had like no lines in Conan.
Yeah,
and he was the main character.
Yeah.
Anyways,
what are we talking about?
We had a topic or something or what?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, it kind of goes in line with. I wish my parents would give me $500,000.
Yeah, what the fuck? What's the problem?
The other day, okay, so I had to buy some new pants because
apparently the other day.
So apparently, in the same week, I split both pants that I had for work. I had a pair of 511s and then a pair of Levi's jeans.
Yeah.
Both split the crotch. And I'm like, that's
the equivalent of jumping the shark. They split the crotch.
Yeah. And I'm like, there's no coming back from that. And I'm like, oh, it's not really that bad until I took them off. I'm like, well, you could just see like the whole bag could have fell out.
Yeah. Good thing you got some good quality underwear.
Yeah. Luckily the underwear didn't have holes in it.
Yeah. You'd be feeling something else.
I was like,
well, I mean, the breeze. What I meant, not like someone would be like feeling you up.
What do we got here? Some bubblegum?
Hey, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Find his keepers.
Pinky in the brain over here.
Why don't you bring in those big old balls over here?
I was like, it was like the same week. I'm like, oh, I split the 511s. I'm like, okay, well, my Levi's will be all right. Okay, and then I'm at work, I'm crouching down. I'm more getting physical, and my new job is opposed to just sitting on my ass and getting yelled at all day. And I'm like, oh, cool, that's not bad. And then I'm like, notice as I take my pants off, I'm like, huh, I can see through that. I'm like, oh shit, that's a big ass. Yep, I split those. Okay, cool. How long was I going around with split pants? But it's more in the crotch, like the ball area. So somebody would have to like,
you'd have to be like someone would trying to get upskirt shots of people.
Yeah.
To get that.
Somebody
has to be man spreading. Brian spreading in the meeting.
Brian spreading. They have mirrors on their shoes.
Yeah. They use pots and pan lids, chrome ones. Like, oh, shit.
Yeah. So, bought a pair of Levi's. I get the 513s. I used to be a 5'11" guy. I used to be a 5'10" guy. Different Brian. That was over a decade ago. So I'm getting, kind of the slim, but, not super skinny or whatever. But also, stretchy, got some bag in there. And then I bought a pair of Adidas shorts because I'm like, oh, I should get another pair of shorts. I only had two. I'm like, okay, this is totally fine. It's 2 pieces of clothing. Over $100. I'm like,
damn.
Yeah. Damn, I don't buy clothes that much. I guess they're so expensive. Like, people will have like a wardrobe full of shit that they buy all the time. I'm like, all right, I have currently 2 jeans, and then I don't have any shorts. So I did have to buy a pair of Dickies. I didn't have to. I didn't have to fucking do shit. But I was like, oh man, I don't have like shorts. If I was gonna go out, I would have basketball Adidas shorts or my Levi's jeans. So I'm like, oh, it's summertime. And
summertime.
And living sleazy. And so I'm like, I was looking at shorts. I'm like, they're all like above the knee. I don't like that. I don't appreciate that much. That's the style now, right?
I don't appreciate. Yeah, even the ones I'm wearing right now are like to my knee. They're like, but if I actually wear them where they're supposed to.
The ones I'm wearing now. It's fine. They're above the knee, but I'm at home. I'm not trying to show so much skin.
Yeah.
When I'm out in public, showing my lighter bits here. I'm like, I don't know. Now this is where I'm dated because I'm like, I can't go with the trend. The trend is to like, skinny, like tight shorts that are above the knee, like by like 6 inches. I'm like, are you shitting me? That's embarrassing. But that's the style.
Yeah. It's like the 80s look.
I saw a video. Somebody's like, are your shorts so dated? It's like, look how baggy they are. Look at they below the knee. It looks terrible. I'm like, that looks good. The shorts that you're advertising look terrible to me. I'm like, this is why I'm boomer now, dude. I'm a boomer.
You should look into Origin jeans.
No, I bought a pair of Dickies shorts. They make them.
No. All right.
They make the baggy 15-inch shorts that are way past the knee. They're at the shin. I am so stoked. I got a pair of those coming in on Monday. Oh man, I'm gonna rock those. I'm so stoked.
I thought because you're looking for like U.S. made stuff, leather, full grain.
I don't want leather shorts.
No, these aren't shorts. Leather shorts.
They're chaps. Assless chaps. You're already pretty much halfway there, Brian, with your split pants you're walking around in. Why don't you just wear
crotchless chaps.
Yeah, just wear those.
Listen, you ball dragger, you look down. What the fuck? How do you know?
Oh, shit.
No, they're made in U.S. jeans. They're expensive though.
Maybe
$128.
128.
128.
I don't know. I guess the Levi's lasted about a year and a half. Which is like, I guess if you wear them all the time. But to me, I'm like,
this is Jocko's company. This is.
Oh shit.
This is Origin.
All right, maybe I should check them out.
Yeah,
that's all you had to say.
I'm waking up at 4 a.m.
I'm like, no, dude, I'm waking up at 10 and being late to work.
Still take a picture of your watch and send it, post it.
A rise
we joked on that before, I think.
10:06. I'm supposed to be at work at 6 minutes ago.
Not only are you waking up late, but you're also late for work.
Uh-oh. Let's see if I can
seize the day, fellas.
Let's see if I can not get fired today. Rise and grind. It's that grind set mentality. I'm built different.
Yeah. I let the bad wolf win today.
Yeah. There's two wolves inside of me. Both of them are sleeping. They're both hibernating.
Both of them.
But yeah, I was just seeing like clothes are so much more expensive than they used to be. A pair of Dickies shorts, $19.95 back in the day. They're now $34.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, dude. All
well,
right,
they have to have more fabric to cover that fucking fat ass of yours.
That fat ass.
That fucking thick ass of yours, dude.
Yeah, and then they need to cover those they cover the whole calf. I'm so excited to get these. I got the longest shorts they make.
The whole calf.
Well, because they now make them
down to the fucking ankle.
They make them above the knee. I'm like, no. We're going classic Dickies.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they used to be. Remember how baggy those were? Oh, God, they were great. I'm bringing them back. I don't fucking give a shit. I'm bringing
them all back.
Yeah, I got the trucker hat tilted. I never wear it straight. Can't do that.
You look stupid when you tilt it, dude.
I'm doing it now. Do I look stupid?
Yeah, you look fucking dumb as hell.
I dumb
as hell.
I hate compliments wearing my hat at work.
Yeah, well, just put it on, and if it goes a little sideways, that's okay.
No,
but don't put it like.
No, that looks good. That looks good. What the fuck's the matter with you?
No, dude.
You don't know what style is.
Fucking goddamn it, fucking color. There we go.
So I do that, and then I have my beanie on like the top of my head, back, like I'm a fucking Keebler elf, dude. So I wear my beanies, and then my trucker hat's up.
Like it's a little warm in the cookie factory today.
Up and tilted to the side. Anyways, we got a topic. Let's
Jesus.
Let's hit them up. Let's dump them out. Okay, so we were thinking of topics to do. We have other ideas that might take a little bit more planning, which we did very little.
Well,
today because we have
it's fucking Thursday. You know what? It's Thursday.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I like it. We put a pin in those. So we did brainstorm ideas. So people's like, yeah, I'm working for the podcast. Nobody says that. I say that. Kyle says that. We get it on each other's asses all day. But I was thinking like, an idea that I like. We've done it before. It's like, let's go like hit an old topic from like 3 years ago, something like that. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. There was one that we did, which was we did a 90s rig a couple of years ago. It's like, okay, let's pick a rig of things that were only made in the 90s. So 90 to 99. And I was like, we could do that. Or I'm like, we never did the 2010s, which actually, upwards of like 4 years ago or way more. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, there's a lot of gear that came out at that time. That's like either still great today or you'd want to own. So, okay.
Well, the 2010s like ended not too long ago. Also,
Yeah, upwards of 4 years ago. So, but that's actually kind of a while ago, by the way.
yeah.
So some gear I was looking at came out in 2015, and I'm like, yeah, that just came out. No, it didn't. That was almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my world's Crab's world. I'm like, oh shit, I'm 35 now. So
You look in the mirror.
yeah, I'm just all wrinkled, bald.
It's like Money for Nothing, or MTV. You're like the music video.
Yeah.
He's looking at his hands, but it's the opposite. You just look like you.
Yeah.
What?
What? I'm a piece of shit.
Move it.
10 years ago, I look at him like, whoa, I'm a piece of shit. And I look at 35, whoa, I'm a piece of shit. Sick.
Yeah, no difference.
Yeah. Except I got a Switch now. I'm like, whoa. 25-year-old Brian's like, whoa, you got a Switch? I don't even know what that is. Well, I want one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's a Switch?
Yeah, anyway.
I got a Switch too, dude.
Yeah. Get one, dude. Get a real one. And then you can be a real one.
Probably costs half of what your Switch costs, probably.
So. Anyway, so 2010's rig. So shit that was made 2010 all the way to 2019. So anything that was made then, not, it's like, well, you can get it in 2015. I'm like, no, I want it to be made then. So that's kind of what we did here.
This 1959 Les Paul
you can
was
buy
around
it
in 2015.
Yeah. No shit. Anyway, so I discovered, there was a lot of cool stuff made in this time that I'd want this whole rig. So kind of keep it simple. So guitar, amp, and then a couple pedals,
Yeah.
handful of pedals. Don't go nuts. But I got 4 pedals. So
yeah,
I
put it on 4.
Yeah, at least one of these things I didn't know existed, and now I want it, or at least want you to get it and send it to me, and I'll send it to you eventually. But let's go down the list here.
All right.
So, what about a guitar? What do you got?
I got a Gibson Les Paul CM, which is the Chucker mod. We've probably talked about it before.
Yeah.
2015.
You kind of told a story about that, I think, on the Patreon, about like a...
Okay.
What
Yeah,
band
it was
the guy in?
a dude who, from a band called the Dopamines. There's like a small time band, but I think he got a hold of I think he just became friends with like the CEO at the time, like of Gibson, and like the guy liked him. He's like, we'll do a maybe not CEO, but someone in the company of Gibson.
Yeah.
And they're like, we'll do a whatever, like a signature model, but he doesn't really have a name. So he's like, what do you want to call it? He's like, well, call it the Chucker mod. And then it came out a long time after I think they originally talked about it. Like it was like 5 years or whatever. And they called it the CM. And I don't think probably no one knows why it's called the CM.
Yeah.
But that's why. His name, I think his nickname is like Chucker or something. I think his name's Charles, and they just call him Chucker or something. Whatever the story is, but Chucker mod. So it's a sick guitar. It's a single coil. Or no, sorry, it's a humbucker single, on like a usually black, like a flat satin black Les Paul, and it's a carved top. So it's basic single volume knob.
Yeah. It's pretty kind of like a stripped down, like if somebody were to mod like a Les Paul to be like a punk guitar. It's kind of that.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So for guitar, I chose the Fender Parallel Universe Troublemaker, Tele Deluxe. So I chose the Ice T Burst. So it came out 2018. And this was part of their Parallel Universe line. So when they were doing it feels like they just did this.
Yeah.
It was 28. That's 5 years ago.
When they first started it?
Yeah, when they were doing this series at least. Because people were like, oh my God, look at that. Because I think every month they were doing some crazy, kind of wacky idea. Like they would do, I think they did a Jazzmaster hardware and shit on a Telecaster. People were like, whoa. and then that's when they came out with the Meteora. Was this line?
Yeah.
The first one that came out with that butterscotch telly kind of finish, but it was the Meteora body. I think telly pickups on that one, but this
what
one
a
is
fucking waste.
this
Sorry.
one. The Troublemaker is like just basically a Les Paul, but in a telly form. So it's got the Les Paul style like humbuckers. So instead of the Fender wide range that you would see on a deluxe, and then it's got binding and shit on it. It is still like I think a bolted on neck, so they didn't do the neck through like a Gibson, but it's like kind of like to me I'm like all right, that'd be a, and then same kind of bridge as on a Les Paul. I'm like to me I'm like all right, I don't hate it. The price of one of those I do hate. Over like $2,400. I'm like, all right, okay, all right. They've done it since then. They've done like different versions of it, but I'm just thinking of the 2018 one, the first one that came out when they were doing all that. I think it is a carved top too, instead of being flat like most tellies.
Yeah.
Or carved away for the belly cut or the whatever the comfort of the arm. It does have kind of a body of telly.
You remind me of the pawn shop. The pawn shop guitars, the what's it, the offset special, whatever it was.
Yeah. That
2013.
Very cool guitar. Yeah, damn.
You want to know the pricing on those?
I bet
on
it's
Reverb?
$2,000.
Was it
I bet it's $2,000.
higher than that?
No fucking way.
It's 26.
Holy
26.
shit! Weren't those like?
That's the most expensive one in pink. There's a one for $2,000, I guess. So you're right. You're right.
But yeah, the pink is the one you.
Austin. It's in Austin. I should go get one.
Yeah, a guitar that was probably $600 when it came out. Yeah.
Yeah, if that. It probably came with shit too.
Yeah, it was like a hollow or semi-hollow body,
Semi-hollow,
offset, cupcake knobs, pink guitar, very cool. Damn.
Yeah. They have the tobacco or the sunburst one, which doesn't look as cool.
Obviously. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I didn't think about that one. I would have put that down too, or instead. But yeah, I like the guitar I chose. What about an amp? What'd you pick?
This might be a bit of a cheat, but I picked the PV Viper amps. They did a re-release in 2013 where they used real tubes instead of the trans tubes, like the transistor-based tubes. Mm-hmm. They did, like real tubes, I think, for us. Anyways, and they also had, I think they've done multiple releases of these.
Yeah, but
even in the 2010s.
Yeah,
but one was like
that year they did tubes. So you're like, all right.
Yeah, and they did 2009 is the first, was where they did another they did a re-release. Might be the original. So I just kind of cheated.
You're like, let's keep pumping live.
2009, but they probably weren't available until the next year.
Yeah.
And then they did a re-release in 2013 where they did the updates and added actual tubes on some of the lines.
Yeah,
but. Cheater. But they had, 412s, they had combos, and I'm sure they sound sick. I don't know.
Yeah, your boy's PV over there. gotta represent.
My mom got a PV bass amp.
There you go.
So she's following in her son's footsteps.
Do they have any offices in like Texas anymore? Or they just weren't they at
offices?
Like
no, they're out of Meridian, Mississippi.
And I'm totally wrong. I thought they were Texas.
Meridian, Mississippi. Yeah.
Like headquarters.
It's pretty much
the way I said the office is headquarters, you dumbass. Anyways, that's what I meant.
Yeah, that's why I was really confused.
You're like, wow.
Yeah, there's plenty of office spaces available here in Texas.
Yeah, offices just pushing.
I can look for you.
Pushing papers and just.
Anyways,
for an amp I chose, and this is one I've talked about, and I want it. Is the Fender 57 Deluxe head version. Is
nice.
Fender came out with that limited edition, which I don't know why they should have just kept that going. Get that head.
Get that head going.
HED head.
Ooh-wee. Get some more headroom in there.
Headroom. It's just a room where you get head.
Head rush, where you're always in a rush to get.
You're always trying to get some head.
You're just always like, oh, come on, dude. I got it.
I got places to be.
Headspace. I gotta go there for it.
I gotta go to space tonight. Blast off. Houston, we have a problem.
Oh my gosh, this is so stupid. Keep going. Sorry, I'm fucking throwing you off.
You gotta go to space. You bust in space, and you're I get it. He's gonna
If
hit
you
the
bust in space, does anyone hear it?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You say it's like a vacuum. Just put your dick out, like, oh.
You just turn inside out. It's not at all how
That's not how
works.
any of that works.
God.
But yeah, Fender 57 Deluxe head. And I still am on the lookout for one of those. They don't come up too often on Reverb, and when they do, I'm like, oh, that'd be sick to get. I'd never buy it, and then it sells. So that's where I'm in with a lot of gear. I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool to have. I have it on my watch list. I'm like, oh, look at that one. Man, should I buy that? No. Do I have enough money to buy it? No. Anyways, it's sold, man. I was this close to buying it, but really.
Sorry, your wife died in a head-on collision. Did you say? What'd you say? Head what? Didn't you mean head off? No.
Head-on collision.
Yeah. That was, I'll come back to that one.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah, just delete that. Head on. No, I was thinking like game on. Game on.
Head on.
Head on.
Car
Head
comes.
off.
Car comes. It's like, oh, car. Head on. And then you just start getting sucked in the street again. It's like Wayne and Garth just get back to talking again. Oh, they're both getting sucked.
It's so stupid.
Dana Carvey and Mike Myers just talking casually while they just get sucked. It's like, man,
all right, I got some more pedals
back when
for you,
SNL
if you
was
want.
good, dude.
Yeah. What? When they're risking it,
Yeah.
you know?
What's some pedals that you're doing?
So
far, both
Strymon
our rigs are sick.
Strymon Timeline and Strymon Big Sky. They both came out in the early 2010s. One was like 2013, and one was early 2014.
Yeah.
But anyways,
That's
both
pretty crazy.
in that time.
Yeah.
I bet I could look at mine and see when they were made.
Yeah, and then the
Mine
fact
probably
that
more recent.
Yeah. The fact that they're still like standards, you know?
Yeah.
That people are like, oh, well, that's the level that we should reach. I'm like, okay, well, you didn't reach it. This was done 10 years ago, pal.
Yeah, I mean, you had mentioned that, and I don't want to spoil it, maybe I will here, but that Kemper came out in 2011.
Yeah. Isn't that nuts? They haven't changed a goddamn thing. I mean, the hardware-wise.
Firmware, yeah.
Firmware they've done, which is cool of Kemper, you know? It's like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, they released the Kemper Stage, which, I mean, if you're a Kemper guy and you're like, oh, I've always wanted something like this, perfect. But it's like, it's kind of cool because like Fractal, they move on to they improve the hardware, and then they stop doing firmware for the other shit because it's like, no, we're doing this now. I've talked about it.
Yeah.
It's like I have an AxeFX, or a Fractal AxeFX, 2. They stopped updating it. It's like, yeah, no shit. They've moved on. They're on the AxeFX 3 Mark II. They're gonna fuck off with the Mark 1 in a second here.
Yeah.
Like they move on, they do other shit. It's like, and people are like, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, keep playing your shit.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Is there something wrong with what you're playing?
No, it sounds fine. Okay, then continue on as normal.
Yeah.
All right. But it's like, whereas Kemper's like, no, we did it already. I mean, we'll probably do something else, maybe. I don't know. Let's keep going with this. And then people buy it. It's still like, yeah, you said 2011, right?
Yeah.
That's, wow.
Wow.
Oh, shit. That's 12 years. Yeah, we could do math, Brian. That a piece of gear like that is still great. People love it. People still use it. It's in studios. People still like, yeah, no, it's still, Kempers are still good. I don't hate that I have one.
You have another, well, what was yours?
Yeah. One of my pedals, I guess we can go back and forth. First pedal that I have listed here is the Vox Delay Reverb. Or sorry, idiot. Vox Delay Lab.
Oh,
I read my next one. So the Vox Delay Lab came out in 2012, and it's not the pedal that I see all the time, but I've seen it enough and heard it that it's actually like people say this is a Strymon timeline killer. No, I know it's not, but I'm sure it's great. And it's just like I don't know. It's kind of step up wise of like what you can do and modify over, the Line 6 green. What the fuck is that one? DL4. So step up above that, but it's not quite as, crazy as like, DD500 or, Timeline, stuff like that. Which it's not on my list, but I'm like, I was going through. I'm like, the DD500 came out in 2015. I thought that pedal, like, it feels like that pedal came out like way late in the game, like in like 2019 or something like that. No, it's almost 10 years old, and that was a great pedal. And then I think everything about the DD500, like tech spec wise, it's better than a Timeline. But it's just like people are like, yeah, I'd rather get a Timeline though.
Yeah, I'd rather get a Timeline.
I owned a DD500, and it was like one of the ones where it's like full, like the screen was like, you could, a lot of, shit going on there. Whereas like, your Timeline screen is like, very limited of what it can display,
Yeah.
Whereas like the DD500 is like, a lot more text and shit on there. I'm like, anyways, but the Delay Lab is kind of, maybe more
fucking sick.
It was cool. And then everything that like, it was a lot more easier to dial in than say like a DD500 or a Strymon, but it can have a lot of like presets and shit in it. So seen a couple buddies have that live, and I'm like, oh, that's not a bad pedal. It's like, so buddy Sean Tolley had one, and he's like, he was using a DL4 forever. He's like, oh, I'm comfortable using a DL4, but I wanted more features, and so jumping into this was easy. And so a little bit more capability and certain things that you could do on it. So I would say that would be a pedal I'd like to throw on this rig.
Nice.
What's one of yours?
I did some research and found the Tumnus Deluxe. Came out, was it? Actually, I didn't look at the date, but it's fucking sick. It falls in that,
Yeah. And
it's a deluxe. It's a brand new pedal. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is a sick pedal.
Yeah. I think it had the 3-band EQ is what they added.
Yeah. That's really,
and then
that's what makes a deluxe a deluxe.
I think he wanted to do something
different. Not a burger though.
Because there's some people who don't want to just have one knob. I'm like, is it darker or brighter? That's it. And then to me, I'm like, that seems easier. But they're like, no, I want to turn the bass up, turn the treble down, do whatever to, have more tweakability. And I think that's kind of cool that he made another version. And it's not much big. I mean, it's an MXR pedal sized, normal type of deal. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
It went, they had the mini. Does it start with the mini?
Yeah, that was the first one.
Okay. So they started with a mini pedal, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. So I think it was like Brian said, he's like, well, I want to do a clone. Everybody's doing them, but I'm like, I got to do something different.
I'll make mine tiny.
I was like, oh, what if I do a mini? And people are like, holy shit.
Woo! Yeah.
Go get him, bro. And I love that pedal. It's a great pedal.
All the boomer dads.
Yeah. Let's go, Brian.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
They start doing the wave. Spilling their light beer all over their fucking New Balances.
Yeah. Their faces are painted and everything. So stupid.
Yeah.
Killer pedal. I'll do my next one too.
Okay.
MXR analog chorus.
That's a good one. You own that one, right?
Yeah, it's a good pedal.
The Anal OG chorus.
Anal OG chorus.
Yeah. Solid pedal. Solid.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that guy.
Yeah, came out, middle, I think. I should have written down when they actually came out, so nobody at me, but just take my Take my word for it.
I searched a couple, like, I'm like, okay, Google searching pedals that came out this time. And it's like, on the top of a lot of people's lists was this one, and I can't disagree, is the Polytune pedal. The regular one came out in 2010.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could totally deal with one of those. They're not bad. I never, ever use the function of the Polytune, but it's cool that it's there.
Yeah, I didn't put a tuner on mine.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I didn't have to, but I saw that. I'm like, okay, everybody has it on their list of the top 10 best pedals of the decade. I'm like, really?
I gotta do it, dude.
And I'm like, all right. And I'm like, yeah, it is a great pedal. And like, it's cool that it does the Polytune function. I never use it, like I said, but I have one on my board. I really enjoy it. It's kind of, I mean, a tuner is a tuner. I don't need something super fine tune or whatever, So I'm not going like the sonic researches or whatever they are. The best pedals are the best, or Peterson tuners. But
are those supposed to be the best ones?
I think Peterson are like the strobe. I think Sonic Research Labs is the
really.
best one.
I see people post those like, oh my god, it's someone's shipping it in the mail. Like,
yeah.
The fuck are we getting all wet in the panties for?
Well,
I
don't know. Maybe if you're like and really trying to be super precise, I don't know. But one cool thing about the Polytune is it's like, okay, you can see it on more stages than you can the TU2, which is one that I use and I still rocking it. But I'm like, the LEDs or whatever they are brighter on the Polytune. So I'm like, oh, they fixed that problem, I guess. Oh, it also does multiple strings. I'm like, you can shut up about that string thing. I don't care.
We should check out how that big stage tuner I have works.
It probably is terrible.
Probably.
It's the
What's
sunlight.
What's going on?
If you're playing on like a daytime, you're like, yep, can't see shit. Cool. Glad it's taking up half the fucking board.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole point of that is to
right.
see it on stage and you can't. You're like, oh, fuck. Let's see.
I think you're probably right about that one.
Reverb that I had is the Boss. This is boring. So, the Boss RV6. So the RV5 was out for a while, and then they came out with a new version, the RV6. With I think the DD8 also came out at that time. Yeah, great pedals. They're fine. I was just thinking of a reverb. That one's kind of boring. But do you have?
When did the FRV1 come out?
I'd say before. Maybe within the 2010s. I want to say really early on, if anything. But
2009.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's a great pedal. I like that one. As well.
August 11th.
Yep. I wonder if those are still up in the in the used market.
I checked the other day. They're up there still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have another pedal on yours? I got one more.
No, that was it. I did two at a time. So
yeah. So my last one this is the one that I discovered while researching this list. I'd never heard of it before. And now I kind of think I want to get it. Is the MXR Double Overdrive.
Oh yeah.
It came out 2016. So it's two classic overdrives in one. And then I'm like, okay, what is it? It's like, oh, it's, because they can't say in their, script or whatever, but they kind of allude to it like a, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, It's like, oh, a popular green Japanese pedal used to, make tube scream.
Like, yeah.
And then then a high gain, boutique pedal made in Southern California, and you're like, oh, the OCD. So it's an OCD and tube screamer in one, not stacked though. You just switch between them.
Oh, interesting.
I'm like, that sounds pretty fucking cool. Like they did it already. They made a OCD clone.
God damn it, they did it.
They done did it. And I'm like, all right, that doesn't sound bad.
$80, dude. Just fucking get one.
$80.
Oh, you want me to get it?
Yeah, I want you to get it. Send it to my house. I'll send it to you after I make sure it's not poisonous.
Don't they have another pedal called a double something?
Double shot? That was the one that you had.
Yeah, but what's the one that is don't they have a signature, like a yellow one for Jack White?
It's two MXR
pluses or something.
Yeah. No, it's not distortion pluses. It's like they're microamps. It's 2 microamp boosts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. That sounds pretty lame.
But yeah, that was one for me. I'm like, oh, it's in. You looked at the price. I'm like, $80. I'm like, that's not bad. I would like to try that one out. So far,
free shipping, $80.
A lot of MXR pedals from that time, because that's around the time they were doing like those the Shinjuku Drive was coming out at that time. So that when they were doing collaborations with different, I don't know, not artists, but like
amp makers
and pedal makers and stuff like that.
That's pretty cool. They do that. I mean, they're a big company, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I would say they're considered like one of the big 3, right?
Oh, totally.
So if Boss is one, MXR is another, who's the third one? EHX?
Yeah, I think we thought about them, or I want to say TC, but probably EHX is a more. They have more pedals. Kind of like how Boss and MXR have a shit ton of pedals. EHX has a shit ton of pedals. You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've done that before, but I'm like, EHX, you can just fucking forget about them. I could never play one of those pedals again and I'd be all right. But like Boss and MXR, I'm like, they're way up there. They're fucking all right by me, man. But let's bring this in for a landing. What do you say?
Let's do it.
So, what do you think about mine and Kyle's? Kyle and mine, our 2010s rig. Let us know. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, if you got a better one, let us know.
Yeah, put it in the social medias here. We're gonna plug in a second. Let us know on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, or on YouTube. So now I'm gonna plug those again. Thanks for tuning into the Tone Tricks podcast. If you like what you hear, you can follow along on social media. We're on Facebook. We have a Facebook group linked in the description down below. Join the fun over there. It's like, have some fun with us.
With the boys.
Yeah. Talk to our members. Members only. Members only jacket.
Damn.
So, yeah, join the group over there. We're on Instagram, posting cool shit over there on the rig. I got to get back into it. But yeah, follow us on Instagram. Send us a DM. Slide in the DMs. Linked in the description. Kind of like, move on. Let's fucking go.
Fuck, dude, I have to be at work in 8 hours. Can we hurry this up?
Work in the morning. And then we're on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel linked in the description as well. Give us a sub. Give us a dom over there. And if you really like the show, you can help support us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. But if you double down for $2 a month, you get an extra episode every week. And you get the whole back catalog of everything that's done. So you don't just get the latest and greatest. You get the all the old shit. And I think there are more Patreon episodes than there are main, because if we miss a week here due to scheduling or whatever, we do our damnedest and we still get that shit out for the Patreon.
Do our damnedest.
For the page supporters over there. And just for the support, we want to give you a huge shout out and a sizable acknowledgement. You got a list, Kyle?
I got it right, chill.
Why don't you give it to me, baby, while I drink my warm Bud Light seltzer? It's fucking hot.
Yeah, I got a little bit left of mine. It's like probably spittle in this thing.
Yeah. No AC over here. That 250 AC. Ew, that'd be great. If you just start spitting in your beer, then you drink it again. No waste.
Waste not one.
Waste.
Andrew Walsh from Andrew's Alcove and the Second Button Podcast. Abe Newman, Michael, Nicholas Payson, Nicholas Ogburn, Doug King, Doug Chris from 37 Effects, and Masters of the Cinematic Universe, also the Just Surprisingly Podcast. I got Joe from the Like Bite Network, Masters of the Cinematic Universe, also the Just Surprisingly Podcast. I have Will Lehue from the Just Surprisingly Podcast, Energy Weapon, and Sharing Maps. And Tony DeGraw from Texas State Bottle Champ.
It's like you kind of rev up to get like, you hit the gas, and you're like... And then
RJ Smith from Teletalk, Jamie Davis, Johnny Ray, Steve Rowell from 60 Cycle Hum. Make sure it's an H when you type that in. Got 10 sent you to a different guitar enthusiast page. Kevin E. Quits from Quits Guitar. Cole Schneider from the band Night Tides. Alvaro Viramontes. Brian Nutter of Nutter Guitars. Mel Chipson of Chipson Guitars. Sean Arbo from Gun Street Wiring Shop. Sean Fahey from the band Shadowhound. Sean Wright from Lollygagger Effects and How to Fucking Solder on YouTube. Juan Ortiz from Tone Hungry Effects, Mike Oxbig, Hugh G-Rection, and Denny Whacked It.
Was it last week you put on like a flanger or something? You should put on a delay.
Yeah.
Like
Are you going delay?
Cave or something?
Just horrible delay? Should I just start from the beginning when I start reading Andrews, or should I do it from right here?
I mean, I could add it. I have the capability.
Yeah, you try it.
I'll try my hand on the Kyle mix. Chopped and screwed. K-Max style.
Just put a trigger on it. Just have it.
Trigger
just have
warning!
it go all. Yeah, just have it go up, self-oscillate. We got Zach Hale, Eric Merrill from YouTube and Instagram, Scott Hamilton from the Effects Loop podcast, Tim Noack from Bardic Audio Devices, Tyler Rhines from Tyler Casey Riffs on Instagram, Matthew Fenslaw, Matthew Davis, Chase Stevens, and Pete from Over There. And that is the list.
All right.
With my voice with delay on it, sounds fucking sick. I don't know. Can't actually hear it.
Well, yeah,
you're not gonna add it.
Just like just like egg on my face. All right, anytime. Anyways, we'll see you next time. Goddamn.
Bye.